Hey Virgo, Starseed, Lightworker, Twin Flame and Soulmates. I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's Tarot Love Reading. Now we're just going to dive straight in there and see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. Alright, so let's go, let's do this. And let's see what's happening here. Okay, so you were coming in with the World card and you were coming in with the Star card. Now, just before I bust a move, I'd just like to say I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as counselling and mentoring, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. Interested? Details are in the description box below this video. So, let's get into your reading. The World card, and the Star card. Okay. Now, literally, what these cards are talking about here is a past cycle and a new cycle here. Of course, this is both you and your person. Now, and I'm going to deep dive here, so bear with me. Now, when I spoke about the past cycle, see, the past cycle here in your reading is quite relevant, and it is really important, especially coming in with the Star card. Now, with the past cycle here, what it talks about there, Virgo, is for both you and your person, what did you do in the past cycle? It comes in, what kind of life did you live here? Was that a fulfilled life here? Was it successful here? And it also comes in with your health and, well, your mental health and well-being as well. All of that inclusive. You are also coming in with negative attachments here to a past pain, hurt and fear here that was connected to, and I talk about it a lot on my channel, neglect, abandonment and rejection here. It also comes in as, in terms of your patterns and habits here, for both you and your person, why did you have patterns and habits, and what was it that you avoided and ignored? Because that's relevant here in your reading. This is why you're coming in with a new cycle for both you and your person, because what I get there is that you're both on a new cycle here, coming in with the Star card. See, what it talks about there in your reading is that both you and your person have ended out the past cycle here. Because with the Star card coming in, the Star card actually talks about self. Now, what I also get here in your reading is that both you and your person have been through tower moments. This is why the past cycle has ended here. Oh, it wasn't one tower moment here. One tower moment does not change a cycle here. Okay, it really comes down to, have you learnt your lessons here? Have you made that conscious effort to change here in your reading? But also what it talks about in terms of the tower moments, it's like a realization about oneself and how one is living here. When we talk about the truth about oneself and one's reality, that's all part of the world cycle here, a cycle. Because that world cycle, that past cycle, is actually coming in as a program. It's coming in as an outdated belief system that's how life was. And I am going to live my life just like everybody else, and I'm going to live up to the expectations of others here and follow what other people have done here. Now, what it also talks about here in your reading in terms of the star card, because the Tower moment brings in the star card because it talks about the rebirth, okay? It talks about how you build your life here. And so, like I said, here in your reading, both you and your person have gone through transformations here and are still going through transformations when you are coming in with the star card. The star card is not the end point here. The star card it's like the beginning, in a sense, here, the beginning to the new cycle. Now, what it also talks about here in your reading, when you're coming in with the star card, because of the past cycle here, and because you've ended that out and gone through transformations here, and I spoke about the rebirth here, you're coming in with self-confidence here, you're coming in with self-worth here in your reading, and you're also coming in with loving oneself, showing oneself unconditional love here, as within, as without here. But you've got to know the past cycle in order to know the cycle that you're in at this time, so that you can see the changes that you have made in terms of the program, in terms of the outdated belief system here. So what it talks about there, another way of seeing it here, is coming out of a comfort zone. That's another way of saying it. Now, what I also pick up in terms of the star card here, Virgo, is that both you and your person are being seen. You're in front of people's eyeballs here, because that's how the star card talks. That's what it's about. Now, what it also talks about here in your reading is that, well, when it comes to the work that you do here, it is talking about working with others here in your reading, but it's but the work that you do is about how you came out of the past cycle and the steps that you took to end the past cycle here. It's about knowing negative in order to embrace positive. There's a lot here that you share, that you are impart here to other people. That's how the star card is coming in. Because you are helping people. You are helping people to change. You are helping people to plant positive seeds in their life here. Yeah, of course, you face adversity. You face negative here as well as positive. It kind of goes hand in hand. I don't know if that's a balance here, okay? I do know that that's just how it is. But what it talks about there in terms of people's negative mindsets here and attachments, it exposes just how negative people are. And in a sense here, Virgo, that's exactly what both you and your person are doing. Because you understand the past is what it talks about here in your reading. And you understand what it's like to be trapped in fear here. That's what I'm getting. No longer trapped in fear here. But what it also talks about here is compassion and empathy here. Just because people have a negative reaction, just because people are resentful here and have judgment and blame, what it talks about there is that you don't buy into it. That's what I'm also picking up here. Because if people are going to be negative, they stay negative. And that is actually their choice. Because that's just how people are. And I get here, coming in with the star card, you already know that here. Here in your reading. Yeah, of course, the star card can be seen as a wish, but that's not how these cards are coming in. That is not how I'm picking up when it comes to these two cards here in your reading. See, what I get here for both you and your person is learning from your past mistakes, lessons here. You're also coming in with failure in the past cycle here. This is how come you know how to get it right in this new cycle. But this new cycle requires discipline is what it's talking about here. Yeah. All right, so let's keep going here. Now you were coming in with the Three of Cups. You were coming in with the Ace of Pentacles, and you were also coming in with the Ten of Wands. And what these cards talk about here is the past cycle here. It talks about what you have learned from the past cycle here, and what it also talks about here is that, yeah, both you and your person have changed, but it doesn't mean that people around you have changed here. That's how these cards are coming in here in your reading. See, what I also pick up here in your reading, it's coming in as, you know, people haven't changed. It's really like that. But let me go deeper here and let me tell you what else I'm picking up. So what I get here, it's coming in with relationships in terms of the Three of Cups. Here, this is friends, this is work associates here, it's even work. Here in your reading, you're coming in with patterns and habits, everything I spoke about when it came to the past cycle here. Now, coming in with the Ace of Pentacles, what it talks about there is, you know, that was that light bulb moment. That was when you connected the dots here. Because in the past, what I get here is that you saw these as opportunities. This is both you and your person. You saw it as a new beginning. But what it also talks about here is that over time, it turned into the Ten of Wands, where it became burdensome here, where it became overwhelming here, these relationships, this work here. That's how this is coming in. And this has to do with friends and family as well, and also intimate partners here. See, with the Three of Cups, what it talks about there in your reading, it's about how enthusiastic you were, both you and your person, to be involved in new relationships here, friend groups here, being involved with family, intimate partners here. But in the end, it turned into the Ten of Wands. That's what I'm getting in terms of the past cycle here. And so what I pick up here in your reading is that for your person, as well as yourself, here you see it a mile away here. This is something you're not willing to get involved with. This is something your person is not willing to be involved with, because they already know just how much other people are wanting to influence and control what they do, coming in with the Star card. And like I said, it comes down to the work that this person is doing, both you and your person, because you are in front of other people. And so what I get there in your reading is that people really want to control your person and yourself and the work that you do here. When it comes to helping other people here in your reading, it's not like your person hides away from what they do here, or even yourself here. Your person is blatantly in people's eyeballs, and they are who they are, and they are being truthful and honest here. And what it talks about there in your reading is that for your person as well as yourself, they know if they attach themselves to certain individuals here or certain groups here, coming in with the Three of Cups here, that it will become overwhelming. That's what I also get here. See, in the past cycle, that's why the past cycle was relevant and important here for me to mention, is that in the past cycle, your person learns a hell of a lot about others here. See, no longer wanting to be gullible, no longer wanting to be naive or narrow-minded here, or even skeptical when it comes to relationships here. This is what it talks about, groups here, because what I get here is that there are people that are wanting to be involved with both you and your person and the work that you do here, coming in with the Star card here, because the work that you do actually helps people to change here. It's like it's coming in that way, how to live a better life, how to cultivate and plant positive seeds to create changes in one's life. This is what the Star card is pretty much about here. And so that's what I get with these three cards here. This is actually coming in as the past cycle and what your person has learnt about other people here, as well as yourself here. Yeah. Yeah. How something they wanted, they invested in, turned into something really overwhelming, and it's almost like here in your reading that it actually controlled your person as well as yourself here, the Ten of Wands. See, what I get here in your reading is that both you and your person have their freedom. They have your freedom to choose here, to learn what you want to do, coming away from the program. Nobody influences your person here, in a sense here. But they will, you do have someone that you go back to. There is that coming in here in your reading. There's only a little bit of people here that both you and your person trust here in your, that's what I'm getting here. See, it's really the Star card here. You're coming in with here, to be quite honest, here in your reading, are you in front of people's eyeballs? Are you doing the work here that you need to do here in your reading, and do you face adversity here? I need to explain the Star card here. See, that's what the Star card is. The Star card is someone who puts themselves out there here and helps other people to live a better life. Shows people how to live a better life here, how to overcome obstacles and challenges here, how to work through negative attachments here in your reading, how to come out of the program. That's what the Star card is. And see, what it talks about here, to be quite honest, here is because the Star was in the program here. That's what it talks about. The Star, I get here is that the Star card attracts a lot of attention here. Now let's keep moving. So you have the Three of Pentacles. You are coming in with the Devil card here, and you also have Justice here in your reading. Now, what I'm picking up there in your reading is that you're coming in with discipline here. Here. Here, this is what it talks about here. So when I talk about discipline here in your reading, it's all aspects of both you and your person's life here. You're coming in with health and well-being here. You're coming in with your diet, to be quite honest, here. Like I said, as within, as without. You're coming in with healthy food. You're actually coming in with the health program here. Healthy food, the food that you eat, not eating junk every day, every morning, noon, night here. Being disciplined in that way. You are also coming in with exercise here, being disciplined that way. Here in your reading, you're coming in with what influences your eyeballs here. Television, movies. Are you watching that 24 hours a day here? See, with the star card here talks about discipline. In all areas, you're coming in with who you get with here, what you talk about here, being disciplined there. Remember, I spoke about that in the past cycle over here. All right, patterns and habits. And so you've got to know what you did in the past to know if you've made changes in the new cycle here. You're coming in with, drinking. You're coming in with drugs here, parties, all of that kind of stuff. Here, are you disciplined in that sense? Where, yeah, of course, you go out, but how much are you drinking? What are you staying out? Are you disciplined when it comes to your body? Are you looking after your body here? That's really important here in your reading, especially if you're coming in with the star card. I'm not saying you can't eat a chocolate every now and then, but it's talking about here, you can't eat junk food day in, day out here, because you're definitely not looking after your body here. Are you getting off the couch? All of that's coming in here. This is what it's talking about here in your reading, because what it talks about there is that the star is disciplined. Yeah, of course, they have coffee here. You're allowed to have treats here, guys, but you can't have a coffee 6 times a day here. That's all part of the past cycle. Where you woke up, you had a coffee. You went to work, you had a coffee. In your break, you had a coffee. All of that kind of stuff coming in. But what I get here in your reading, what it talks about there in terms of the potential outcome, here in, if you were wanting this, here, if you are going to come in here, for both you and your person, it talks about discipline here in the food that you eat here. Exercise, what you have in front of your eyeballs, what you talk about here, your conversation, who you're talking about here, you're not talking about other people in a negative way here. All of that kind of stuff here. That's what it's talking about in terms of reprogramming, because that's what the 3 of Pentacles is saying, is reprogramming here. Yeah, because you're coming in with investing here. Yeah. See, what I get here also in terms of these pentacles, in terms of the star card, this person is on their own here. But they're building here. And what it talks about there in your reading also is that for this person, it's not about just getting with someone because they're lonely. It's not about just getting with someone because they want to get with someone or that person is there. No, it's not about that for the star. That's how it comes in here, guys. Okay? Yeah, of course, they're very attractive here. It does come in that way here. And so you have the 8 of Swords. You have the Justice card here in your reading. Because when you're coming in with the Devil card, this person is a hard worker. This person is a workaholic. But it's not just about working really hard. This is also working on themselves here. Yeah. And it just is that way because they want to bring in, You know, they want to be a balanced individual here. It's not about being somebody here and then next minute they're eating all this junk food and they're not doing any exercise. They're quite a lazy person here. They go out, they drink, all of that kind of stuff coming in here because you're coming in with justice, the balance here. Yeah. All right. So they have to override the program. That's another way in which it's saying here. Okay. Let's see what advice I can give you, Virgo. There it is. You know, this was coming out before. What have we got here? Okay, so, you know, it's the truth here. What are we coming in with? Come out of fear. Come out of your fear mentality is what it's talking about here. Face your fear. Yeah, you know, that's what it's saying here in your reading. You do have the Six of Swords here. So, you know, what it talks about there is walk away from the past cycle. That's what I'm getting. And, you know, everything that I've explained is the truth here in your reading. And I do seem to think you know that. This is talking about clarity. It was coming out before here in your reading. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it talks about here, you know, face the truth about oneself and one's reality. Okay, that's what the Ace of Swords is saying. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.